Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about media literacy and trust in media organizations because some interesting polling came out from YouGov. And it shows some trends that we might want to pay attention to. Now, what they did was they asked a whole bunch of people how much they trusted various media organizations. And then they displayed the results by broken down by party, Republicans and Democrats, and then a net trust score. Okay. So, what are the top 10 most trusted media organizations? Number 1, the Weather Channel. Number 2, PBS. Number 3, BBC. Number 4, Wall Street Journal. Number 5, Forbes. Number 6, AP. Number 7, ABC. Number 8, USA Today. Number 9, CBS. Number 10, Reuters. I know that may be surprising to some people, but it all kind of tracks. And I know that there's going to be a group of people wondering where one outlet in particular is, Fox, below Newsmax and OAN, which we'll come back to. Okay, so what does the top 10 tell us? People care about things that impact them directly. Okay, that tracks. That's pretty standard. The Weather Channel and PBS. Okay, BBC. Why is that rated so highly? The accent. Americans, generally speaking, and this may surprise people in the UK, they trust the accent. It is sophisticated. This probably doesn't have a whole lot to do with actual reporting. This has to do with presentation. Wall Street Journal and Forbes. People trust money. People care about money. The fact that Wall Street Journal and Forbes are rated higher than AP is something I will never forget or forgive. And then the bottom 5, they are not all straight news outlets. They definitely have their own biases, and sometimes it's pretty obvious. But for the most part, they are more straight news than a lot of other options. So, what does that tell us? People care about themselves, and people can tell the difference between objective news and opinion if they want to. The top 10, they show that pretty clearly. I mean, with the exception of like the money. But anyway, so what does it tell us that Fox is below Newsmax and OAN? There are probably a whole lot of people who are not familiar with OAN and Newsmax's record of accuracy, let's just say. I think I'm pretty well established in saying that I don't like Fox. I think that's a known fact, and that I do question some of their practices, obviously. The fact that Newsmax and OAN are above them says that there are a lot of people who are unfamiliar with the networks themselves and are basing their answers on a perception, on what they've heard, which I get it, but it's not great for media literacy. You can also tell from this poll that with the exception of the top 5, okay, the ones that are the Weather Channel, PBS, BBC, Wall Street Journal, and Forbes, me, money, and sophisticated, Republicans distrust pretty much everything, unless it is obviously partisan. I mean, unless it is something that is just clearly not objective, they distrust it. I hate to be the one to say it, they don't care about facts, they care about feelings. They want their opinions reinforced. That's what the polling shows. They distrust literally almost everything. They have a net distrust of almost every media organization, with the exception of those that specifically tell them what they want to hear. So, what What can we do with this information? Even Republicans, even those who pretend like they don't know the difference between opinion and objective news, they do. They do. That's what this polling shows. Maybe it is time to stop humoring them, to stop pretending like their talking points are real. There are a lot of outlets, especially on cable news, that both sides issues that don't have two sides. And they do that because they believe that one political party actually believes their own rhetoric. They don't. Their own polling shows this. They know the difference between objective fact and opinion. They just reject the facts. Stop treating their opinions as facts. It's pretty clear if you really sit down and look at this. That's one of the big takeaways. The other thing is, please understand that the Wall Street Journal and Forbes, they are written with a very specific leaning. They are written in many cases to cater to a very specific group. It's a big club, and you're probably not in it. That is one of the more surprising things to me, is that the majority of Americans, that these outlets have a net trust when compared to the AP even. That is something that we're going to have to work on if you ever want to get towards a more cooperative rather than competitive society. Because the way these outlets are written, the way the overall slant is at them, it is very pro-competitive society. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.